Hello, everybody. Please accept my respectful greetings. How are you all? Can you all hear me? Is my voice audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we are happy to see each and every one of you, and you are all welcome, 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 welcome. Happy New Year to you all. A belated New Year to all of you. You guys are wonderful.
Many happy, joyful year returns.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy you. Happy New Year to all of you. It's nice to see each and every one of you personally again and all of that. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful faces. Wonderful faces, wonderful voices. How is the cold treating all of you? Huh? I heard it has become extremely cold where you are. Are you enjoying your cold? Are you enjoying it nicely?
Sister Abby is preparing. Sister Abby is cold. You see the way she dressed.
That's the dress as if you are going to the moon. Moon. I mean,
It's cold. It's very cold today. Very cold today. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody.
I just came
Sister
from
Abby is
outside not
very
long
cold.
ago, so I've not changed my dress.
I see.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Yes. Okay, so all of you are welcome for the new year, and I believe you all celebrated very nicely and fantastically. Today, I'm gonna be treating the topic on Mr. Please, can you mute yourself? There's a part of your system that is here. Okay, thank you very much. So today we're going to be doing our topic on don't judge by your grudge. What does it mean, don't judge by your grudge? How do you understand it? Don't judge by your grudge. A lot of us, we judge people by the grudge we have towards them. And because we judge people by the grudge that we have towards them, a lot of relationship has fallen. A lot of families' life has been destroyed because we judge people by the grudges that we owe towards people. And that is why today I want us to discuss on this topic matter of not judging people by the grudges that you owe towards them and all of that. But before I start, we're going to do our auspicious invocation. Please fold your hands wherever you are. If you don't know how to recite the mantra, not a problem. But just please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Okay. Don't judge by your grudge. How many of you here is guilty of judging people by your grudge? Can you raise your hand up?
Me.
You? Thank you very much for being truthful.
Me, I do.
Wonderful. Yes, Judging people by our grudge has been an endless thing that has been happening since time immemorial. Just a minute, I'm trying to bring down this so I can see properly what I wrote. How do you reduce the screen? Can you come and help me? Reduce the screen resolution so that I can, see properly.
This?
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm still a novice in the computer stuff. What do you mean by that? Sure, my friend. All right. Don't judge by your grudge. We are all guilty of judging people by certain grudge, certain notions that we have towards them. We are all guilty of judging people by what we hear they say, what we perceive they spoke about us, how we perceive they spoke about us. Based on these two things, we judge people, we categorize people, we put a sticker on people. Do you know what's a sticker? We put a label on people. Oh, you are like this. You spoke about me like this. So we put an invincible label in the head of everybody, and we relate with people based on the different label that we've put on them. So don't judge by your grudge. First of all, what is grudge? Grudge is a misplaced emotion due to the wrong understanding of the self. A misplaced emotion, a displaced emotion due to what? A wrong understanding of the self. We must understand that our ego plays strongly in how we deal with emotional provoking situations. A lot of us, when certain emotional situation comes into our life, the first way we deal with it is based on our ego, not based on the intelligence, but strictly based on the ego. Our mind uses the ego as a defense mechanism. Your ego is a defense mechanism that is put in place to defend your mind. And how does the mind use it? It uses the ego to defend itself whenever the mind feels threatened by the words or action of another mind. Whenever you feel that someone has spoken something about you, whenever you feel that someone is acting in a way towards you and the mind becomes threatened by that, the ego comes into play. The ego is the soldier that protects the mind. Just like we all have different things that protects us. Your body has different senses. The body is the soldier that protects the senses. The senses is the soldier that protects the ego. The ego is what? The ego is the soldier that protects the mind. And the mind is the soldier that protects the intelligence. The intelligence is the soldier that protects the soul. But sometimes when the soldier becomes too powerful, it can overthrow the kingdom. It can take over from the king when the soldier becomes too powerful. And that is why we must understand that our ego is a protection. It protects you. And that's why you see when people get offended and the ego is also, oh, you hurt me. You see how we start making our face, we start pouting our face, start doing our face in some ways. And, our body becomes, oh, you hurt me. You don't have respect for me. Why? Because the ego is offended. So the ego is the soldier that protects the mind whenever the mind feels threatened. And understand that being threatened happens in different ways. When we hear someone, there are two types of levels of threat. The threat that affects us physically, and there is the threat that affects us mentally. There is the physical threat, which is a threat that we feel that there's a harm that is about to happen to our body, but there is also the mental threat. When you are intelligent and then you meet someone that is more intelligent than you, there's a subtle mental threat that happens there. The mind gets threatened not by the appearance of the person, but by the appearance of the intelligence of the person. It's a subtle trait that happens internally. Even between brothers and sisters, when you go to a family and you see there's one brother that has more money than the other one, instantly the mind of the one that does not have money becomes threatened by the appearance of that individual. So we all have this subtle mental threat, mental, irritation and actions that threatens the peace of the mind, and hence the ego comes to play immediately whenever the mind senses or feels threatened. An example is when someone says things that insult our sense of identity. The ego comes into play to do what? To protect the mind whenever the mind feels the sense of identity is being threatened. And whenever someone says things that affect or threatens our sense of identity, the ego comes to play. The anger, the mind comes to play. It employs the ego. Hey, come and defend me. What are the sense of identity that we have? When someone says something that insults your children, immediately you want to defend. How dare you speak about my child like that? Why this? Why that? Why that? We hold grudges towards people. Oh, you spoke about my child like this. Even if the mind might have said, okay, I've let it go, but still it will always remain in the subconscious. Because the ego identify with this, the mind identify with this. When someone says things to insult our father, oh, you can insult me, but never insult my parents. How dare you insult my parents? Why? Because there's a strong sense of identity that is attached to this. When someone says things that insult our spouse, how dare you speak about my wife or my husband like that? How dare you? A sense of what? Identity that is attached to these things. So we must understand that our mental capability instantly becomes offended whenever people say something that relates with these entities of our life or these individuals of our life, because we form our identity around these individuals. You form your identity around your intelligence. Even when someone say, oh, you are not intelligent. Why are you not an intelligent person? What kind of a fool are you? Instantly we get offended. How dare you say that? You say that I'm a fool? How dare you say that to me? In a relationship, in a partnership, in outside, when someone insults our intelligence, we become offended. Why? Because there's this sense of identity that is connected to all of this. And because there is this sense of identity that is connected to all of this, instantly we always want to protect and defend it. Why? Because the mind ties our identity to our sense of worth. The moment you feel that your sense of worth, is being threatened, the moment you feel that your sense of belonging is being threatened, we become defensive, we hold grudges, we hold anger towards people. At the same time, without an emotion, there cannot be grudge. Can you hold grudge towards somebody without emotion? It is impossible. Even if you say, oh, this person, you did this to me, I want to be, you look between a husband and a wife. The husband may say to the wife, I'm not going to talk to you. And the wife, okay, don't talk to me. For the first one day, okay, they may just avoid not talking. Second day, they may avoid not talking. Third day, but then the third day, what is going to happen? The anger is no longer there, but we need the anger to keep fueling the grudge. Do you understand? For you to have grudge, you must have an anger. Not an anger, you must have an emotional reaction to something. Something must stimulate your emotion. When there is nothing stimulating your emotion, the need for grudge or anger is not there. So for you to maintain that anger or that grudge you are having with that person, you must constantly remember the things that they've said or the things that they've done towards you. Because when you don't remember the things they say or the things they do, the anger is not there. The mind cannot retain it. For the mind to retain it, you need something that continuously pump that adrenaline or that fuel or that thing into you. Oh, see what he said. Even after 3 days, after the thing that have been said in the past, but after 3 days, Still, when you see the person, you want to talk to the person, but immediately the mind is going to bring it. Oh no, don't talk. Don't you have you forgotten what he said? Have you forgotten how they spoke to you? What do you want to talk? The mind brings it up to the surface. Why? Because it needs that to continue fueling it. It needs that emotion to continue doing what? To continuously fuel it. Without the emotion, there cannot be any grudge. So for you to have grudge, your grudge is connected to the emotions that emanate from your mind. And hence, for there to be grudge, it is required that there should be a certain level of what? Emotional stimulation. Without no emotional stimulation, there cannot be. You cannot hold on to grudge. You cannot hold on to anger towards anybody, because if you see anybody that offends you, even between siblings or whatever, you see the person offend you, the word he said to you is 1 day, second day, but 4 day, 5 days, you can't see hold on to it. But if you want to hold on to it, you need something to keep kickstarting it for you. Oh, see, he said this, he said this, he said that, he said that. Then the emotion rises up again. There are 3 things that makes people to keep grudge. 3 things. What are the 3 things that makes people to keep grudge? Improper information or half knowledge. Improper information, half knowledge, and misunderstanding of information. This is one line. They are all one thing. This is just number 1. Should I repeat again? Improper information, half knowledge, misunderstanding of information. Number 2, emotional biasness. Emotional biasness, which is related to family or friends. And the last one is misguided judgment. For you to hold on to grudge towards somebody, one of these 3 is important, is necessary. And all of these 3 are all connected to each other. Improper information makes you to hold grudge towards somebody. There are so many people here that are angry with you. They have not met you before. They only heard something you said. And because they heard only something that you said, they are holding grudge towards you. It's a fact. Why? Improper what? Information. They've not met you. There are so many people that are angry with the government or are angry with certain people, and they are holding so much anger or animosity towards the person just because they heard. They've not seen, they've not interacted with the person. Just because they do what? They heard. The person said this, the person said that. Oh, if that person said that, then he's not my friend. Half knowledge. Half knowledge is one of the things that has created a lot of problem in the society. It's one of the things that has created a lot of problem between family members. It's one of the things that is creating problem within yourself right now. Half knowledge, not having the knowledge as it is. And everyone is possessing half knowledge, and based on the half knowledge they're possessing, they are trying to defend that half knowledge, thinking that that is the real knowledge. And they fight, they create problem, they fight with people. So many misguidedness has happened. Misunderstanding of information. Your wife say A, but then you don't understand that she said A, or your friend said A, but you don't understand that they are saying A. Misunderstanding of information has made battles. People have fought. Wars have started because of what? Misunderstanding of information, because of what? Half knowledge. And then emotional biasness. We get angry with people because for you to hold grudge, you need anger. You can't hold grudge with a person if anger does not start, because everything, every emotion that you feel, it starts from this first. Anger. Emotional biasness. Oh, you are racist towards me. Look at you are talking to me like this because I'm a Muslim, or I'm this, or I'm Christian, or this, I'm black, I'm white. Emotional biasness. We hold grudge towards people because our family member is not happy with those people, so we also hold grudge towards them. My family member is not, this person have done something to my family member, so the person also my enemy. So we hold grudge towards the people. Oh, this person have done this towards my friend. So no, we hold grudge also towards those people because they've offended our friend. And then the last and not the least, which is misguided judgment. Misguided judgment is the stigma, the label we put on people everywhere. Just by looking at a person is walking on the road, the person is walking, or maybe the person have dressed in different ways, and without not really going closer to understand the life of the person, you start judging the person that maybe he's a drug addict, or maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe that, just because of the way the person has dressed. Misguided judgment. A lot of people are angry with people just because they are walking on the road and the person is not smiling, and they were smiling with the person, but the person was not smiling. So they start thinking maybe the person is thinking very bad about them. It's a fact. Some people are upset with somebody because they are in a taxi, they are in a taxi, they are going somewhere, and they are waving at somebody, and the person did not see them. They started concluding in their mind that the person was avoiding them, and hence they are upset and they are holding grudge towards the person. Are you understanding? These are misguided judgments. Some people, because the misguided judgment is due to what? Low intelligence, lack of knowledge, lack of information, lack of improper understanding. And some example of this are, once upon a time, there was a powerful king. His name is Parikshit. This king went into the forest to kill wild animals. And while he was on his hunt to kill wild animals, it so happened that he was very tasty. Very, very tasty. And he was very tasty, so he started looking for where he's going to get water. He came across the place where there was a saintly man that was sitting there. This saintly man was not aware that the king has come to see him. Rather, this saintly man was in deep spiritual meditation. There are certain meditations whereby you are able to leave, your physical body is here, but you are able to come out of your physical body and go to another places or go to another planet. So this man, this spiritual man, was in this deep spiritual trance. And this king, not understanding that this man was in a deep spiritual trance, felt that the man was insulting him. How can I come to your place and you did not acknowledge my presence? So what did the king did? The king took a snake, a dead snake, and put it around the neck of the man. When someone puts a dead snake around your neck, that is an insult, right? One of the greatest insult, especially to a spiritual person. So this king, doing this, put this dead snake around the neck of the man, and he went his way. And as he was going, his conscience started fighting him but why did you do like that? What if truly, truly that man was in deep spiritual trance and you've just insulted him like that for no reason? But he has gone so far, so he could not go back. Now, the son of this saintly man was taking his bath in the river, and someone came to report to him and said to him, "Oh, look at what they have done to your father. Can you believe this king has insulted your father like this, put a dead snake around your father?" The boy, he has not gone to see his father, but because he heard that, instantly he proclaimed a curse on the king and said, "Before 7 days, this king should die." He touched water and he proclaimed such a curse, and the curse was so powerful. This king should be beaten by a snake called Taksha, the snake bird. This king, hearing this, he became remorseful, but then he understand that in 7 days his life is over. If someone tell you today that in 7 days you are going to die, what are you going to do? What will you do? Will you start regretting all the things you've not been able to do? Will you start thinking, oh, all the things you could have been able to do if you had enough time? What are you going to do if you're going to know that in 7 days you're going to die? Because basically all of us, we are on a ticking time bomb. All of us, we all have 7 days to live. The 7 days may be 7 months, maybe 7 years, maybe 70 years, but we all have 7 days. The 7 cycles of life. So this man was so perplexed. Immediately he left his whole kingdom, he left everything, and decided to dedicate himself to understanding, to going deeper. This is what? This Rishi Shringi, he cursed this man due to what? Improper information, half knowledge, and what? Emotional biasness. A lot of people are holding grudges towards another person because they hear someone has insulted their family member, but they did not really see it. They just heard it. And what happened? They hold that grudge. How dare you? How dare you? Emotional biasness. Once there was a woman, this woman was a very beautiful woman, but she was a demoness. And then she was attached to Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra, being married, said in this lifetime he's only going to have only one wife. But this woman was a demoness, was very attached and want to kidnap him by all means, want to go closer, but wants to kill the wife so that, if he's attached to his wife and because of the wife, he does not want to have sexual relationship with me, so let me kill the wife. That was her agenda. That was what she wanted. So she was going closer to the wife to kill him, and the man took his knife, his sword, and cut off the nose of the woman. And her nose became shapeless. Surpa, one whose nose is cut. So she went to meet her brother, who was a very powerful king also, but a demon king, and said to him, look at what have been done to me. Look at the injustice that has been done to me. Won't you fight for me? This king, not understanding that it was the sister that was the curse of her nose. She caused it that her nose was cut by herself, sent out warriors to go and kill the person that cut the sister's nose. Are you understanding? Improper information, lack of information. A lot of us, we've hold improper information. It's very bad. How do we free ourselves from grudges? It is very difficult. It is very difficult to free yourself from grudge. It's very difficult to free yourself from anger. Why? Because we've been addicted to it for a long time. Do you understand? It's very difficult because we've been what? Addicted to it, for a long time. A lot of you might have heard, let go of anger, let go of grudge, but still you get angry. Let go of grudge, don't think about grudge, but still one way or the other, it comes to your mind. Something someone have said or how acted, it comes to your mind and you still want to hold it. Why? Because it's not so easy to let go. It's not so easy because we've been so addicted to it, Why? Because for so many lifetimes we've lived, we've gotten so much into this cycle, and hence it's very difficult. But nonetheless, we are all work in progress. It is difficult because we are addicted to the understanding that things are based it is difficult because we don't understand how things influences our life. Because we think that everything that we have around you, my mother, my brother, my sister, my children, this is all we've created our identity around. And when anybody tries to affect these people, we think that it is a direct insult to ourselves, which is not. So in this way, it becomes difficult. However, with continuous practice, we get there. All right, I'm going to stop here. Any question, comment, addition, subtraction, all of the above? Yes, I'm waiting for your questions. I've forgotten your son's name, Mr. Ellis. Is that Junior something? No, that is not Junior. I've forgotten. Harrison, nah? Is it Harrison? Yes. All right. Wonderful.
This is Harrison.
Yes, Harrison. Yes, I remember. Thank you. Hello, Harrison. Okay. All right. Question. If you don't ask question, it means you don't understand anything.
Prabhu, to avoid to leave, let go. Does it mean that we should forgive, forget it, that grudge will not happen again?
It's very difficult to say, I've forgotten. Grudge will always happen, but when you detach your emotion from that, then there is no grudge. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Detach your emotion from that, then there is no growth. But it's very difficult to detach our emotion from that. It's like telling you, be Abraham, but don't be Abraham. It's difficult. Is it not? It's like telling you, eat, but don't eat also.
Okay.
When they say eat, but don't eat, it means eat minimum. Don't eat too much.
But how difficult it is?
It is difficult because everything in life is attached. We attach a lot of things with our emotion. If you have money and someone comes to take away your money, there's an emotion that is attached to money. So if someone comes to take it away, even if you be like, okay, I've let it go, but still it leaves there's something that is there. There's a residue that is there.
It's true.
That's the contamination that makes it very, very difficult, because everything that we do in our life, we add an emotion to it. If it is free, we will not add any emotion. You understand? Anything that
Yes, Baba.
we don't put too much emotion. But whatever it is that we have to work so hard to get, we apply so much emotion. And if that thing is taken away from us, or that thing is threatened or insulted, the mind does not accept it easily. The ego comes to the
Yeah.
front of the mind.
I understand that way, but however, you stated that in this world we came by nothing, we shall go by nothing. Whatever is coming today, one day it will go. Can it be easy to forgetting?
That is,
Because in life,
yes,
nothing will remain forever.
that is true. If you have that knowledge, then yes, it becomes easy. But even still, you have that knowledge, it's still not easy, because you may say, okay, it will go away, but still, once in a while, the mind is going to push it to your mind.
Yeah, reflection back.
You understand? Oh, do you remember you lost this? And then you have to take the process of telling them, hey, what to do is life. Life is life. You understand?
Yeah.
So we have the
So
knowledge.
how can we?
Has the knowledge.
Sorry.
Come on.
Sorry. So how can we detach from all this emotion?
Understand that everything, either good or bad, that is happening to you is as a result of some unfinished debt that you are paying. So when someone says good things about you, or when someone says things that is very bad about you, do not hold grudge towards that person, because understand that it is an impurity. Now, let me tell you one thing. Anybody that holds grudge towards another person, they are taking the impurity of that person, they are adding it to themselves. You get my point?
Sometimes you will not even know. Like the flesh will just kind of like it just happens.
Yes.
You will not even know I have a grudge or something until.
That is true. That is why you must always watch the mind. It's not that there's nothing like we don't even know that we have grudge towards this person. No, everything that transpires on the chambers of our emotion, we are aware of it. We may choose to ignore it, but we are aware of it. If a person goes to, let me use a gross example, but it is good for explanation. It is a bit graphic, but it's good. If a person goes to pass stool and comes to rub you the stool on your body, how do you feel?
Bad.
Bad, now?
Mm-hmm.
Even after you've washed your body with water, still your mind will still keep making you to feel that the shit is still on your body.
That's true.
Isn't it? Why? Because at that moment, the mind has imprinted that. So you will keep, it is only with time that you'll be able to forget that thing, because the mind sticks it to the body forever. Only with time that it will be able, that impression will be able to go. And that time requires what? Continuous and consistent practice to keep saying, okay, it has happened, it has happened. But there is nothing in the body now. There is nothing in the body now. Anybody that have passed through any trauma, whenever the mind brings back those traumas, it's going to bring it so fresh that they will think that it is happening already in their body, or it is happening, it's in their body again. Anybody have had accident before? You've had accident before?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I mean.
When you have the accident, and even though you come out of the accident, still for some weeks or months, the mind will still be bringing that accident scene to your mind, to you.
Yeah.
And you will keep still seeing it. See, my mouth here was I had an accident here when I was 10 years old. As a child, I was crossing the road and there was a motorcycle that came. It was a Christmas day, so it came and just rammed into me. And my mouth here was torn. They have to sew it. The trauma did not go away for so many years because every time I'm passing, it's like I'm seeing the bike coming again
Different.
and I'm falling and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still feeling it. I still feel it. Why? Because the mind leaves that impression there. It is after
Yeah.
understanding that this is just the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is to leave impression, is to store impression. It
Yeah.
is you
Like
don't
yesterday, I
yes.
was driving, the car almost hit me. My
Mm,
son was in the car. Then then I was like, oh God, thank you, my ancestors. It keep playing in my mind. I was like, that car could have hit me really bad.
yes. You understand? So we need to always learn to detach the mind. The nature of the mind is like a newborn child, a baby that is crawling for the first time. When a baby is crawling for the first time, what does it do? It goes everywhere. It wants to touch everywhere. Your duty is to always go and carry the baby and bring it back to where you want it to be. So we must always bring back our mind to the now. Now, now. The mind does not want to stay in the now. Always bring it back to the present. While you may say, but what is the present? Just keep repeating this word. Stay here now. Just be here now. Don't be in tomorrow, don't be in the future, don't be in the past. Just be here now. Because when you start being in the past, you will start thinking about the thousands of things that you need to do that you've not been able to do. And when you go when you go to the future, you will start thinking of the thousands of things you need to do that you've not done. When you go to the past, you will start thinking of the thousands of things you should have been able to do, but you did not do, and now your life is like this. So just bring the mind to the present all the time. All right? Okay. Thank you all. Our life, the time is almost finished. God bless you, and bye-bye. See you on the internet in a few minutes on TikTok. Bye-bye. Au revoir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right.
I
Merci.
appreciate you.
Merci.
Bye.